what the draft is obviously one of the mock-ups.
Yes.
Okay, I'm sorry, interesting. Check the part. So when you look on
As you know, license. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, it's I'm sure the money really. Yeah. That's still good. Yeah. But thanks all around, it's appreciated. Yeah. What's trying to provide the company today? Oh, FaceTime me, answered it. It was big amount of one of our round, 3.5 months here. But it says, if you bring me on I haven't seen it. It's massive giant. So you've got all the programs from Bangladesh stuff. I'm sometimes. But yeah, that's yeah, he's from old school. Yeah, he reckons he's got a flight from the plant. What English could have made massive long, thick pieces of stuff around it, and a lot of that. Double check, but yeah, it's yeah, so that's what it's out there. We've just got this one country now. Previous minutes, we started by something to design over the people. Is that? May I second it?
Thank you very much indeed. Why don't you do that? Right, excellent. So welcome everybody to this meeting, which is called for this particular purposes in the agenda. And thanks to those who are not on the committee yet for turning up.
What about the seconder? Because I seconded.
Well, this is happened just because I next one. So say, well, for those not on the committee, we'll try and obviously take part in committee meetings, but if you come to a vote, we'll just know that this meeting is qualified. So apologies for absence. Done? Okay. Any declarations of interest? So item 3 then, grass cutting verges and community spaces review.
Yeah, just wanted to clarify, did we speak to the contracts asked them to be back? Because I'm not going to say, like, I'm not going to say.
They said they would do what they could.
Chase.
Sorry.
I'm a big chase for not doing it. Because they've done it.
An email was sent to them asking for the fourth cut, not an additional cut, the fourth cut to be prior to the Jubilee weekend. The email was copied into various councillors and staff because I took some short notice leave. The email also outlined to them, backing up a conversation that I had with them, that if there were any area, if they were busy and there were areas that didn't need doing, that was fine. But if there was areas that did need doing and they were too busy, to let us know so that we could get somebody else in. I've been on leave, Councillor Pinchbeck, so I think Deputy Clerk has spoken to them about the flower beds, but not the grass cutting.
I just question them what the process there is to beginning with the forest management. Don't believe that they're meeting the aims in their contract. So I think we need to follow this up now.
I think it's been obvious for some time.
What was the issue with the third cut? Which we had at the last meeting, which was they had staff shortages and there was a problem with the council, which that presumably still came along, but I'd be quite like to talk with contact with them. So we've got a spot on top of your head. Do you know what the?
Well, I had a brief look at the specification before I went on leave, and I don't think this is something that we should be discussing in open session on live stream.
Okay.
Yeah, I was also going to say something that may not be suitable, taking that advice from the clerk, but all I will say is that we've been trying to work with the office, and for me it's taken so much time and chasing to the issue is that they said to do something like specifically ask for this cut so it'll be done for Jubilee, and then there's no feedback and no one turns up. By the time you chase it, you're on Tuesday, Wednesday, and so yeah, I'm really concerned, but equally I won't go any further with just feedback from the client.
Right. So should we then what would be the mechanism to look at this specification?
I think we have to go away and get the look at the specification, possibly with the tender committee.
Session with the tender committee.
Is that the tender committee members of environment?
Yeah, session, but if that's the next step is to put for tender.
I don't. Well, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not sure what we can discuss tonight unless I go down and get the file and get it out. So in closed session.
The preparatory work to find out what sanctions we have possibly got available, and then if it is appropriate for the tender committee then to look at that, it might be contract with specifications we can come back presumably to full council or whatever with the recommendations and the next stage of steps, if any.
The danger is that it gets out of our road. And it is, you know, they came down to Western Drive and that area about 4 months ago, and you never saw anything like it. It was like haymaking. And
Yeah,
it shouldn't
we'll
be
look
like
at all these, because the other issue I would like to add into our considerations is we, Councillor Chapman and I, as Chair and Vice Chair, met with the contractors in February to look at areas where additional wildflower versus farming, and also areas where it should not cut while wildflowers are blooming. Particularly the corner from Backcross and Beckhill, that area is probably the areas we specified. So, yeah, that's not going to put that too much, not cutting, that's too much cutting. So I think if we can put all these issues together, if anybody has got specific issues they wish to consider, if they get into the clerk, and then when the tender committee can meet
And I think we need to work in this relevant committee just in case in case it is, I mean, if it's tender, then that's that they want a big contract.
Well, the tender committee put together the tender process and the specification that was put together by the tender committee, and any procurement issues possibly should be dealt with by the tender committee with a representative from the committee that maybe that would be a
Okay.
And that's that we just email all the councillors or just between in-house with the councillors and just ask for an
I think it would be good to be furnished with a list of all of the areas that there are complaints about. If I don't have those complaints, then what am I saying? Where are we starting from? We need to have specific. If you came in and saw the deputy clerk, then we would have done, Mrs. Patterson.
And the other issue to look at in terms of specification, Kate Allen speaks about the use of rolling edges areas they cut. And it just looks horrendous with the brand staying all the way down on the side road, in particular, isn't it?
I wasn't aware that they're using weed killer. Are they using weed killer?
Sure, is that?
I know. We need to check that. I'm not sure it's them.
See, my clients would treat it as it's not theirs.
But I've seen lots of different people. They're doing edges and walls and paint.
I have to say, I don't think they use weed killer.
Okay, well,
But-
that's we can find out who.
Yeah.
there are various areas like
Yeah.
that.
Somebody being on Bethel in March, I think, and filled all of the paving.
I mean, there are ones with individual, that's public things as well, aren't
Can we also just look at the relationship between us as a council and the contractor? Because I think that was a complaints important, but equally it's our relationship with how we're dealing with the complaints and how we're getting the acknowledgement or no acknowledgement as well. Which
Yeah. Oh, yes, yeah, that's certainly.
Yeah.
Is it, is it?
And just me, you, I'm
Oh, right, okay, so. There we go. Right, we can pick that up. Yeah.
Yeah, do need to look at that later relationship because that kind of communication back has making
Okay, anything else on that item then? Moving on.
No,
That's right.
good start.
Moving road and roundabout, for instance.
So we do have permission to do it. We just haven't need the guidance of what we want and the funding and the Ferriby Road roundabout for us to maintain this. This is something that's coming down devolution, but it's come down before devolution. So the permission is there for us to maintain Ferriby Road roundabout. I need now for the committee to decide what they want and how much they want to spend on it.
Right, and we haven't got funding for it, presumably.
It'll have to come out of our existing grounds maintenance grant. Yep.
And the balance of the existing grant will have to be used for the handle that, isn't it?
Yes.
Although obviously.
Well, the handy person is for us is that money may not all be spent this year because
At least 3 months.
Yeah.
So if we can work out, what, say, 3 or 4 months of that is that we can spend, isn't it? Because obviously we can't do anything else. And then how do we come forward with the specification of what we want?
I would say if it were us going from contractor, that home knows stand there. I can give you ideas that are probably completely wrong. But one thing I would like to bring up and remind is we really strong in the first place. This was plans to leave a space in the centre for plans for long-term plans for tourism for a bank. Because that's an opportunity to go in the middle of the roundabout, so which is great. I think we can take that into consideration with any plans with it.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the nature of the plant, doesn't it? If it's annuals, then obviously, relevant, but if it's planting perennials and the construction bushes, then it
Yeah, but Ben's idea is the best one because we're going to miss some farmer planting because we're now in June, aren't we? So if we would want something slightly different, January, February, March time, it'll be different to what we want if we're starting from now. So you probably need to yeah, get some advice and get some quotes in and take it from there. But yeah, so it does need tidying.
You can either use one of the two contractors that are using at the moment, or we can ask Anne Robinson if he's got.
He has offered consultancy advice to the council, so we might be worth going to get some advice from him, which is, he's not, isn't it? And then we can then go out and get our quotes, or put it out for tender.
Get Andrew, who goes to town and knows the,
There's the types.
and knows the location, not the suggestion. And are we talking about a summer scheme and a winter scheme? Talking something that's going to last all year round. Because at the moment it's mainly shrubs, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like the idea of summer and winter.
Yeah.
Depending on what the costs are.
Might get cast.
Yeah. So we get that information from Andrew, the suggestion costs, but what's the budget about? Have another meeting in July, haven't we?
I mean, just with you mentioned wildflower, could you strip the whole thing out and seed it for the autumn for nice wildflower mix by autumn and strip that back and put a nice wildflower mix in for the spring, summer, just well, Andrew's advice.
Yeah, I mean, it might be possible to do that probably next spring.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a suggestion for some of the areas around the town, including the big area, that we actually plant some all flowering plants. Obviously too late for this year, but instead of planting daffodils around the town, we might decide to areas like but is it possible, do you think, to get answers to these questions about costs and potential schemes in time for our meeting in July?
I'll try to. We'll act on it. We're all in next, so we'll do our best to.
Then we've got around about not really spoken about gravel, the pumps on that. And then something like that. Without more maintenance or.
But this is another question to add in.
That's all one, but I was thinking of concrete, and then like, definitely gravel, like, not about big, but, okay, we'll just ask Andrew to come up with those ideas and that, yep. Right, anything else on that roundabout? Item 5, an update on the location of the new flue-tier planters.
So we've sent to North Lincolnshire Council Highways, grass area at Holy Dyke, Bowmandale Junction, the grass area at Marsh Lane, Butts Road Junction near Barton Town Cricket Club, the junction at Newport Fleetgate where the damaged tree was moved 2 or 3 years ago, and junction of High Street, Hungate, Chapel Lane in Junction Square in place of one of the rectangular planters in front of the Coral Bookmakers. So those 4 have gone for permission for 2.
Making a wild assumption that they say all 4 are possible.
Which 2 would you prefer?
That's going to be my question. Which 2 would you prefer? I would prefer something that's very public, so I'll suggest Fleetgate and Junction Square.
We need to make the secondary.
Moving on the place of one from Junction Square, is that no good anymore?
No, we need to do the bits of it.
Relocate.
I think it's, yeah, we can it's because the 3-tier ones need a completely flat area away, you know, they need that. So we just be relocating it somewhere else. Yeah.
You think, maybe put one on that hill?
What the,
The old one that you relocated?
oh, relocating. Yeah. I
Because it
mean,
wouldn't need to be totally flat, and there are areas around there, because it might look quite nice. I mean, I know the kids might have got it, but they haven't got it
you
anyway.
can't not do things because it might get
we
damaged.
can't.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so is that, people happy with that then, those 2,
Yes.
Junction Square and Fleetgate?
So if they come back with only 2, does the committee give me permission to put them in those 2 areas that they come back with, even if they're not those 2 that you've chosen?
Yeah, the Marsh Lane one,
Too far out.
I think it's too far out.
So should we put them towards the top and then say the bottom down one's number 3? So if only one of the top 2 don't come in.
Yep. So Bowmandale number 3. If not, we'll hang on to the other one and see if we can find somewhere else for it. go back to the drawing board with it, yeah?
Okay, that's it as far as the agenda is concerned. One slightly talking about partners, any update, any feedback from people we contacted about being more partners? It's just put on their walls.
I'm not overly certain. I've had a freedom of information request as a result of it. Anyway, that's not for, yeah, we have had a lot of positiveness. People, saying that's a great idea and really interested in having one of those on there. So we've had a lot of positive. It's just bear with us. It's likely it's autumn bedding. You know, add a.
That's going to be the July meeting as well.
Mhm. Yeah, that was
Okay, in which case,
Someone will find around town and Georginio hanging mustard.